Alright, what's up guys? I know it's been a minute since I posted any videos up to the YouTubes. I've been pretty busy studying for a pretty fancy cert, which I think I just got, so pretty happy about that. So now I can get back to tomfoolery a little bit and talk about some crap. I know I keep alluding in some of my videos that whenever you see me do something dumb, I say it's not the dumbest thing I've done or the most expensive thing I've done. Now it's time to talk about the most expensive and dumb thing I've done. It's a couple years back, it's about 6 years now, about 2012, I got involved in a rental car scam. You know, not that I was a scammer, I was a victim. And it was like a legit, full-on scam, like nationwide type deal. Basically, got involved with this dude named Derek Banks. That's his real name, because I don't care about his privacy, because he's a bum. And his company, BSB Auto. They basically scammed a bunch of people into becoming investors in their rental car business, and they basically took your car and disappeared. So the gist of it was, you don't invest cash. You come to their company, and your initial investment is your credit. And he kind of preyed on people with good credit, particularly military members, because it's part of our jobs, and most of the time, to keep your security clearance, you got to have a pretty good credit, just, you know, for reasons. And knowing this, it's easy for anybody with good credit, not just military members, to grab a vehicle or two or three if you really wanted to. And he used that fact against us as we became victims by having us grab all these vehicles for his company and not paying for them. So what you do in the beginning, and let me just preface with, he didn't just show up to my house with a door-to-door salesman bag and a suitcase saying, hey, invest in my business. No, I went to his office. He had an office. There was about 7 or 8 other potential investors there. We had a briefing. I mean, I'm talking about the works, documentation, paperwork. Outside he had cars of his fleet with the key box and everything. Like, these are all the cars that current customers got, and the premise of it was, you invest your credit in this company, and you get dividends from all the rentals that they dish out. So if somebody rents the car, you make profit off the rental, he makes profit off the rental, he pays for the car note and insurance, and then when the program's over, after the car is paid off, anything after that is all profit, and you can keep the car or cars if you want. You just have to pay them out, or you can just leave the car as your return on investment, and you will get the cash for any other rentals that are further done with that vehicle. So I was like, okay, cool. It sounds a little crazy, and I don't, you know, I got good credit. I had good credit, and I don't want some rando running my credit. He's like, no, you know, you go to the dealership. We got a relationship with this dealership, and we do this all the time. We got customers that do this, this, and this. I'm like, oh, so the dealership is in on it. Legit. You got a relationship with the dealership. You got like a fleet program or some crap. Cool. I sat on it for weeks because I was like, still, something's weird about this. And, you know, of course, somebody that I knew, family, got in on it because they were the reason that I even went to the initial briefing or meeting. And I was like, okay, cool, well, you just let me know how it works out for you, and then I'll think about it further, and then I'll decide whether or not I want to participate in this program. So she actually got some pretty fancy vehicles, and she got cashed out real quick because they were getting rented. It was more of an exotic rental company, like Land Rovers, Audis, Cadillac CTSs. It wasn't like a, you know, Ford Focus or anything like that, normal cars. So she is really good with her money. Been an accountant for like 200 years or something. And I'm like, okay, you good with money. I trust your judgment. I'll get in on this program. Got in on the program. Signed up, went to the dealer. Signed official legit paperwork. Never saw the keys to the vehicle. They went straight to Derek and his cronies outside, and they drove away with the vehicle. He gave me a deposit on my investment, which was, you know, maybe about $2,000, $2,500. I don't remember the number now, but I've had to repeat this story in court a couple times. And yes, I had to go to court. They actually pulled me back from deployment to go to court because everybody was involved. State police, Detroit police, FBI pulled me out of the desert for a week to talk about this crap. And this was after 5 years of nothing. They wouldn't call me back, didn't give me the police report, didn't give me nothing. Okay, whatever, we're past that. Now, once I got the vehicles and I got my little cash, it's like, cool. I kept getting these little statements from Allstate, State Farm, whoever else was insurance providers, my name. I got the registration. I was supposed to give him the registration and the title and all that crap when they come in. And then, you know, he'll take care of the rest. Boom, no problem. Payments getting made on time. Credit score is looking right. After a couple weeks, you know, a car got repoed. All right. Call him up. Yo, car got repoed. No problem, Mr. Stone. I take care of it. Got the car. Cool. Like, this relationship is golden. This is nice. You know, I'm thinking about my future, about to get a house soon. This is going to help me out. I'm investing in a small business. It's about to blow up. Well, it blew up in my face because a few weeks after that, payments stopped being made. Collection notices coming to the house. Ford calling the house. Michigan State Federal Credit Union calling the house. HSBC calling the house. You know, I had about 5 vehicles. I can't remember them all now, but I had a Challenger or a Charger. I had a Focus, I think. I had a Chrysler 300. Dodge Caravan. I don't know, something. Either way, now I'm getting all these bills and late notices, and I'm getting notices from all the insurance companies that, hey, your balance hasn't been paid. You owe $1,200 on this car. You owe $1,500 on this car. You owe this much on this car. And I'm like, yo, Derek, what's up? Emailing to the company, official email address. Emailing to his secretary, which turned out to be like his sister-in-law or something. And his brother was his, like, bouncer or bodyguard or whoever that was. And it's like, yo, no response. Or I'll let Derek know, he'll get back to you. Okay, cool. A couple more weeks go back. Hey, Mr. Stone, Michigan State Police called and we located your GPS units. Oh, what? Thanks, State Police. I didn't know my GPS unit was gone. What vehicle would you be talking about? Oh, your Charger and your Caravan. We raided a house over here on the west side and there's, you know, a ton of them over here. Cool. I was involved in a rental car scam. I don't know if you guys know about this. They was like, oh yeah, hold on one second, let me call my partner. Talk to his partner. He goes, Derek? I go, yeah. So yeah, we know about that. We'll give you a call back later. And this is after I'd already went to the state police and filed an official police report. Once I noticed that my vehicles were getting repoed, I was getting notices in the mail. I was getting tickets in the mail because the vehicles are in my name. And I was like, yo, this is going sideways real quick, so I want to get in front of this. So I grabbed up my family member. And unfortunately, during this time period, it was going so well for me, I got a buddy in on this. Had to grab him up too and go, yo, dude, I just screwed you over. I'm sorry, but I need you to come to the police station with me because everything that I just had you sign up for is a complete bogus scam, and we need to go report this right now. They took signature cards, they took formal statements, they took anything that we could give them to show that we were victims and we weren't aiding this person in performing further scams on other people. And it was just horrible. Now, after all of this went down, complete silence. I met with the FBI one time, twice. Met with the guy. I told him, hey, I got all the info because I'm a extreme note taker. I'm a little anal about that. I take notes about everything. So I'm like, I got all the emails, both sent and received. I got all the documentation that I signed, his legal paperwork for joining his company. I got all that, put it on the thumb drive. I was like, dude, you can keep the thumb drive just as long as you take a legit look at that and make sure I'm not going to jail for this crap. Had to file bankruptcy. And I was doing pretty good, so it wasn't just chapter 7. I had to file the big one, and they tried to take everything. Like, I had to fight to keep a car that I was like $1,000 from paying off because they was like, nope, run that car. It's part of the bankruptcy. I'm like, dude, I spent so much money filing bankruptcy that in the end I was actually bankrupt. It was crazy. So you go through all that drama, try to recover. 6 years later, boom, hey, email, Department of Justice, you bringing your ass home to go to court, son. And I was like, I don't think you can do that. I'm deployed, I'm in the desert, but okay. Guaranteed. I got that email on a Wednesday. Saturday morning, I was on a flight back home to testify in court. They found the guy. I didn't know if he was dead or alive. They arrested him. His brother, actually. And, you know, grabbed him up. I had to go testify. When they had their exhibit book of evidence, I'm telling you, that joint was this thick. Like, it had a spine that went up, over, and down. And I had to flip to my section just to address all the paperwork that I signed. And I had to run through this whole story all over again. And not to mention, this was 4 or 5 days. It wasn't just one day. I went in on Monday. They had so many people that they couldn't even get to me until Wednesday, testifying against this dude. So my PSA is, no matter how well something is presented, if you don't feel right about it, I know if you're trying to get ahead in life, if you're trying to do something good for your family or yourself, take that extra step. I thought I did everything possible to protect myself from getting scammed, and I got scammed. I mean, I'm talking about from start to finish, the paperwork, double checked everything. I waited. I didn't just hop on it like a happy puppy. I waited to see what the results would be after a couple months, and the only reason that my family member wasn't screwed over and everything kept looking on the up and up is because they had a relationship, which I found out about later. So they was dating, and he was just keeping her stuff uptight because, they was dating. I mean, if you ain't boinking, taking care of the woman you boinking, then, how that's supposed to look. So once it started hitting the fan, and she found out he was a shady bum, they split up, or their version of splitting up, because I think she was just a toy. He wasn't really dating her. He's a scam artist. And all her stuff started going downhill. And it's like, damn, this is real messed up. And I hope this doesn't ever happen to anybody. And I hope to God I don't ever make this mistake again. And I'm already leery. I don't like people. And it's just made me that much more less trustful. Like, I don't even trust Avon people. I'm like, if you got on the Girl Scout outfit with the cookies in your hand, I'm like, nah, let me see them credentials. I need to see ID front and back. Like, such a bad experience. And now, this long ass video is almost over. My second most expensive mistake is that this is not my first Ninja 1000. This is my second Ninja 1000. I bought a very expensive bike for my birthday, for myself, because I love Ninja, and Ninja loves me. And I was practicing, trying to get back to where I was on my 0650, doing wheelies, of course. And I decided, hey, I've been doing sit-downs on this joint for a little while. Let me try a stand-up and see how it goes in second gear on a 1000cc bike. Not so smart. I forgot that this is about 40% more powerful than the bike that I was just on. And it got away from me. It didn't care that I was even trying to hold on. So, unfortunately and fortunately for me, I've been down before. So once this giant, powerful beast came up on me and I knew I couldn't recover, I let the bike go. I wasn't going to hold on because it's much more powerful than I am. It would have broke my arm or my leg. So I ended up wrecking out. I didn't loop the bike, but it 12 o'clock scraped off the fender, not the fender, the license plate eliminator, messed up the tank. I'll throw some pictures in, some stills while I'm talking here. And so you can see there's a golf ball sized nugget in the tank, fairings on the left side jacked up, clutch lever gone, indicator gone, handlebar bent in, just wicked frame damage towards the rear. The swing arm was jacked up. It was a bad day. I had a little road rash on the old buns, but I got geared up, had my Kevlar pants on, knee pads, backpack, shoulder pads, elbow pads, jacket, gloves, helmet, and I had my camera on, but unfortunately I wasn't filming because I wasn't really planning on practicing. I just spurred a moment, decided to bust my ass and ruin my bike. But luckily, I explained everything to the insurance company, and they was cool about it. They was like, oh, you've been a member for this many years, never had a single accident, we got you. So got me a new bike, all my accessories, and everything else was cool. But this was, let's see, I got this bike in April of 17, and I wrecked it on Mother's Day. So I'm pretty efficient. I don't waste time when it comes to jacking my stuff up. So anywho, I think that's it for this video. I've been droning on long enough. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm working on something special, a little music compilation that I got going, and hopefully I'll post that up soon, and hopefully you guys will like it. Catch you later.